lead to significant business impact. Now, let me move to one of the very important questions, which is what is small data? And nowadays, Google, Facebook, Yahoo popularized this term big data. So what is big data? And then if so, what is small data? It's interesting. Actually, when data analytics as a field was started, machine learning as a field was started, 1980s, people were working on fairly small, slowly it went to 1,000, 10,000, hundreds of thousands of records. They stopped calling it machine learning, and the word data mining came into operation. So data analytics and data mining are bigger brothers of machine learning, where much larger amounts of data can be handled. But in this Googlean world, one is the data size. So you are now it is not uncommon to have an application which collects probably 1 million data points a day, or 1 billion data points a year. So we are talking about absolutely a different scale of data, and so that is a huge component of big data. So big data is really big. But not only that, big data has two other components to it that differentiates it from small data. The second one is big data comes really fast. Google per day has 200 million hits on the site. Facebook, I guess, has slightly more. So it is not only that you have to deal with 1 billion data points, but that is growing at a pace of 3 to 4% every day. So your traditional offline data and big data analytics will not work there. And third is unstructuredness. So this data is the number. I was working on a project for a social media company, where they said every day they have around 50 million pictures uploaded into the system. That is tremendously unstructured. No database, nothing, 50 million pictures, and one needs to figure out whether there is any pornographic, racially denigrating pictures amongst them. So it's big, it is coming fast, and it's unstructured. A classic big data has all these three qualities that differentiates it from small data. And nowadays, particularly in Indian corporates, this is the rage word, Hadoop. Hadoop essentially provides a platform where this data gets distributed it is abstracting that distribution, and it handles unstructured data in a very clever manner. So Hadoop is actually not analytics. Hadoop is a way in which big data is tailored to the next stage analytics problem. Many times people do get confused. In fact, many of HR interviews, I notice that they think big data and analytics are synonyms. They need not be. And I'll give you an example here. See, if I was talking about a failure detection, let's say I have millions of signals coming in. I have to identify whether there is a component is going to fail or not. The architecture that I would follow in such a case is I take the data, take a lot of data, large amount of data, do all my analysis and identify the patterns in non-real time. Clue, this is very important. I do it in non-real time, and then take only those patterns and somehow code it in my system, tell my system to identify whenever a pattern is repeated. I'm not predicting any pattern. I'm just asking it, hey, just keep an eye on this this data, large flowing data, and whenever my pattern is mapped, just tell me, alert me. That is not real-time analytics. That is non-real-time analytics and real-time monitoring. On the other hand, Google, when it has to search 200 billion documents based on a keyword, it is a real-time analytics. It cannot keep a database of all possible search terms. It just simply doesn't work. So that is a real-time analytics problem. So first thing one has to know when they are doing is, while they are dealing with big data, are they really doing a real-time data analytics, or is that problem something where they do real-time analytics and non-real-time analytics and real-time monitoring? The big data adds all these additional complexities to the problem. One is how best I distribute the data. Second is this unstructured data, how do I transform it to get some amount of structure? And then how do I do am I really doing a real-time analytics, or am I doing non-real-time analytics and doing real-time identification? So those are some of the challenges that this big data includes. And now I want to address a few of the misconceptions that most corporates do carry when they get into analytics projects. One thing that I find when I talk to any CXO level person is they believe analytics is a very long-term thing. In my humble experience, however, if we don't get the significant first input, non-trivial input, anywhere between 8 to 16 weeks, that is, I'm 2 to 4 months. I should have said 8 to 16, but I thought for an analytics webinar, slightly confusing numericals will be better, so I called it 7.6 to 15.8. The idea is 2 to 4 months. If first non-significant input is not there, it is very, very unlikely. You will get it. So it's not a time-consuming thing. The second one, most people do believe it has not, it's too futuristic. And we applied this to a charity organization that feeds food to destitutes, poverty-strict people. Its total turnover is $25,000, around 10 lakh rupees in Indian terms. And they were asking, can you actually come up with a data mining technique that tells me how much of wheat I should buy, how much of rice I should buy, etc. So we just did time series and said that, hey, in the month of June, second week, you are spending and on average a lot less wheat than rice, so buy less wheat. In the month of August, your rice consumption is a lot more, etc., etc. So this is this probably the entire organization has one computer and one that is a desktop computer, and they saved around 5.6% in their operation. So analytics is definitely not a futuristic thing. It is here now and asking for corporations to use. And this is a very closely related corollary. Most people do assume that this analytics requires a tremendous amount of infrastructure. What I want to tell is the statistics were there 200 years before computers. So quite a few problems can be solved using Excel or R, which can be run on slightly powerful computer. A 64-bit 2 GB RAM computer can actually solve fairly complex problems. So it is not that everyone needs the petabytes of data to be analyzed before they make the first use of analytics.